He walked into the spotlight with a falsetto voice that flipped expectations, charted a #1 hit in 1966, and carved out a place in pop music history. Yet even now, after his death in 2025, one lingering question persists: what was Lou Christie's net worth? In this cinematic deep dive, we peel back the layers: his rise from Glen Willard, Pennsylvania, to star across decades, the revenue streams that shaped his wealth, the secrets behind royalty deals, the pitfalls, the myth versus reality, and attempt the most grounded estimate possible. The origin story is rooted in humble beginnings. Born Luigi Alfredo Giovanni Sacco on February 19, 1943, Christie grew up near Pittsburgh. From early on, he sang in choirs, competed at school musicals, and developed a love for performance. At age 15, he met Twyla Herbert, a classically trained musician and mystic figure 20 years his senior. She became his songwriting partner, mentor, and collaborator for decades. His first local success came under his birth name in Pittsburgh. He released singles with small labels, moving vocals among groups. When he caught the attention of producers, the stage name Lou Christie was born. The Gypsy Cried broke through at number 24 on Billboard, followed swiftly by Two Faces Have I, which rose to number 6. That ascent earned him a slot on Dick Clark's Caravan of Stars. The turning point was 1966, when Lightnin Strikes, a song co-written with Herbert, shot to number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100. It became the signature track, the one that anchored Christie's legacy. Hollywood Reporter. Through the late 60s and early 70s, he followed it with hits like Rhapsody in the Rain and I'm Gonna Make You Mine. The latter peaked at number 10 in the US and climbed as high as number 2 in the UK. Lou-Christie.com. His first local success came under his birth name in Pittsburgh. He released singles with small labels, moving vocals among groups. When he caught the attention of producers, the stage name Lou Christie was born. The Gypsy Cried broke through at number 24 on Billboard, followed swiftly by Two Faces Have I, which rose to number 6. That ascent earned him a slot on Dick Clark's Caravan of Stars. The turning point was 1966, when Lightnin Strikes, a song co-written with Herbert, shot to number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100. It became the signature track, the one that anchored Christie's legacy. Through the late 60s and early 70s, he followed it with hits like Rhapsody in the Rain and I'm Gonna Make You Mine. The latter peaked at number 10 in the US and climbed as high as number 2 in the UK. As musical tastes shifted into the 70s and beyond, Christie's commercial peak faded, though he never fully left the stage. He continued releasing new material albums like Paint America Love, 1971, and touring on nostalgia circuits. So where did his money come from? First and foremost, songwriting and publishing royalties. Because Christie co-wrote many of his hits with Herbert, he held partial ownership of their compositions. Every time Lightnin Strikes streamed, was played on the radio, licensed for film or TV, or included in a compilation, a royalty check would be triggered. Over decades, that adds up. Next, record sales and mechanical royalties. His albums and singles sold when demand was high, and even in later years, reissues, greatest hits compilations, and digital distribution ensured ongoing income. Touring and live performances also contributed. In later life, Christie was a draw for oldies circuits, with booking fees reported in the mid-5-figure range for major performances. He didn't earn everywhere equally. In the digital era, streaming pays modestly. Millions of plays may translate to modest revenue per stream. But for catalog acts, the cumulative effect helps sustain income. Also, licensing deals, for films, shows, commercials, would inject occasional spikes of revenue. Over time, smart financial management, investing, real estate, and diversification could further enlarge net worth, but documentation is scarce. Christie's official website emphasizes a multi-million selling career spanning songwriting, recording, and performance. In attempting to estimate his net worth at the time of his passing, we must balance his long career against industry headwinds, declines in mainstream popularity, and costs of touring and management. Public claims vary dramatically. One informal source lists $5 million. Another outlandish claim, widely debunked, inflates his fortune to $185 million based on dubious assets. We can cross-check with what booking agencies demanded of him late in life. Some listings show his fee for a performance in the $15,000 to $24,999 range, suggesting he remained a respected name and could command premium stage pay. Considering all that, a plausible range emerges, likely somewhere between $5 million and $20 million, with the upper bound depending heavily on how well his catalog was maintained and monetized. It's unlikely he matched modern superstar levels, but it's also unlikely he lived hand to mouth. His career longevity and songwriting ownership grant him credibility beyond mere nostalgia. From Glenn Willard to global airwaves, Christie's journey was not merely artistic, it was entrepreneurial. He and Herbert carved into the core of 1960s pop with songs tailored to teenage hearts but written with artistic ambition. His catalog is part of the fabric of mid-century American pop. His death on June 18, 2025, in Pittsburgh after a brief illness brought renewed reflection on his legacy and finances. Obituaries recall his charisma, endurance, and the small but enduring wealth tied to his music. Despite gaps in public records, the weight of his lifetime earnings likely secured him comfortable financial standing. He may have had modest investments, property holdings, or savings, not the massive celebrity portfolios, but enough for a dignified retirement. Ultimately, Lou Christie's net worth is not just a number. It's a testament to the power of melody, persistence, and ownership. Whether we place it at $5 million or double that, the deeper narrative is that for an artist, true legacy is not counted in dollars but in notes sung across time.